emotionally and learn from my mistakes. But then the movies tell me I should look like her and laugh like her. If I'm a quiet beauty, oh, will surely fall in love with me. But the people love me best like the way I laugh, and they don't care what I wear. They rather see me loud and proud than stay polite and pretty. And they say, you are what you are, that's all you ever need. Fierce like a warrior, as soft as a sunbeam. Everything you've ever been and everything you'll ever be is holy, 'cause you are a goddess, babe. Hey, you are the sun and the moon. You are the earth and the sky. You are the one who answers the prayers that you're laying down late at night. You are the undefinable and the one who is desperate to define. You are the one you've been waiting for. You are the love of your life. You are what you are. That's all you ever need. Fierce like a warrior, soft as a sunbeam. Everything you've ever been and everything you'll ever be is holy, 'cause you are holy.
so much, the New Thought Messengers. Good morning. Hello, hello. Love always wins. I'm telling you, this is a really, really special Sunday. I'll get to it in a moment. Welcome. I am Shannon O. Hurley. My pronouns are she, her, and this is the day that love has made. What a blessing to be here together in spiritual community. Those of you that are here, those of you online, welcome. Well, can you feel the love in this room? I'm really feeling it today. This is beautiful. This is really, really grand. And if you are here for the first time, you're like dipping your toe in, you're checking us out, you're noticing our interfaith altar and all of the magnificent energy that we have here. Yes, we proclaim peace in our lifetime. Know that if you are new or newish, we have all kinds of information on our website, newthoughtcsl.org. Know that we are deeply committed to doing our own inner work and then just as importantly, walking that out into the world. What a blessing to be able to do that together in community. I want to acknowledge our online community from all over the globe. Thank you for being here. And our online practitioners that are facilitating and hosting that experience online, practitioners Melissa K. Allen and Beth Doyle. We're so grateful for you, beloved. So grateful. Here in Lake Oswego, every Sunday we honor that we are on the indigenous land of the Kalapuya people. And we affirm indigenous history, experiences, and sovereignty. And therefore, we contribute to organizations that promote Native American rights as part of our collective monthly giving. Wanting to make sure you all know that. I also want to make sure those of you at home, if you happen to have a candle in a drawer somewhere or right there, just make sure if you have it, this would be a great time to pull that candle out and something to light it with so that when we do our spiritual practice together, you are part of that. We like to anchor our time here by sharing with one voice our vision and our mission. So as you are comfortable, I invite you to join me. Our vision, recognizing our oneness, we envision a world that works for everyone and all creation. And our mission, providing spiritual tools for personal and global transformation. Oh, what a gift and what a blessing to be able to do that. I want to remind those of you who are here, if you have not yet, would you silence your cell phones or anything that goes beep or ding? And those of you online, I'm going to invite you to do the same so that you can be fully focused just for the next hour on this time of expansion and growth and learning and unlearning and being together. And, we like to bring in our community online. So if those of you here, if you're comfortable, if you would turn around and just wave and send some love to our beloveds who are watching online from all over this beautiful planet of ours. So glad you are all here. So glad. We have some flowers that we want to acknowledge. And this flower arrangement right here, these lovely flowers are from practitioner Bonnie Duncan and Michael Wynn in honor of their daughter Susie's birthday. Isn't that fun? Susie. Oh, Susie is going to be 26 years old on February 26th. I remember when you were little, my darling angel. This floral arrangement with flowers of spring symbolize new beginnings, growth, faith, hope, love, and grace. Happy birthday, Susie, darling angel. Susie. And these beautiful flowers right here, these are from our Caring Corner Food Pantry team in honor of our beloved Practitioner 2 student Sherry Lester's birthday today. Happy birthday today. For those of you who don't know, we have a fully fledged community food pantry, and we sometimes serve up to 100 people a week. And we deliver food to schools for children who need food there. And we're just, Sherry, Nancy Joe run this whole program. Happy birthday, Sherry. Oh, my goodness, my goodness. Nancy Joe says, celebrating you, Sherry, on your birthday. Thank you for being the embodiment of love for the Caring Corner Food Pantry in our community. Oh, so true. So we also have Treat, one of our practitioners from NTCSL Colorado, who also happens to be the president of our board of trustees. Practitioner Annette Nelson, I'm going to invite her up to do our opening blessing.
Hello, everyone. So let's just take a moment and become present to the seat we're in, where our feet are, including those of you online. Knowing that this time is so very sacred and so very joy-filled, this day, this moment that love has made. And as we gather here together, all over the globe, what I know for sure is that that rhythm of life, that love, that joy, that peace, that understanding surrounds each of us and carries us forward to do good work in the world, to take in good from the world. And during this time, we are so aware that what happens here on this holy, holy ground reverberates out into the world. And that every hand that it takes to make this time possible is so blessed and such a blessing to us. Each of us contribute to this service, to this time, to this holy, holy, sacred moment. And so I name that as very good. It is so good. I let it be so, and so it is. And now's our time, including you at home, to light our candle, to bring music into our prayer. Please rise as you are able.
Blessed peace.
You are blessed peace. Blessed peace is all that you are. You are blessed peace. Blessed peace is all that you are. Show the way, love, show the way. I want to live in it is.
Hello. Today's reading comes from poet Morgan Harper Nichols. It is okay to take time to process the weight of changing things, and it's okay to not be sure of what the coming months will bring. But may you know that even here, you are much more than those things, and there's still room to come alive and thrive in the waiting. May you have moments in the sunlight that your soul never forgets. May you encounter love as strong as music, and there's no need to question it. May you travel the earth, trusting that for all of the unknowns, there will also be moments in music and sunlight that remind you you are not alone. And so it is.
So I'm going to start because it's just us. Karen Greenhill, you accidentally dropped your wallet, my darling. Here you are. Okay. Well, I just didn't want you to worry if you were looking for it. You're so welcome, Karen. I'm so grateful to put the name to the face to the wallet.
Well, but I don't go by Karen, I go by Joyce.
Joyce.
I'm Joyce by choice.
Joyce by choice. How great is that? Joyce by choice. I will never forget your name, Joyce by choice. So I want to let you all know we had an incredibly powerful and beautiful Healthy Aging Summit yesterday. And so I want to just say thank you for those of you who were here, those of you who joined us online. It was an all-day event. We had 5 speakers. Is that right? It was just wonderful. If any of you want to get a copy of that, the edited version will be available on March 1st, and you can go on the website for that. The reason I'm mentioning it is that one of our wonderful speakers that we had was talking about financial planning and estate planning, and it just fell so beautifully in alignment with what we are launching today. And everything is connected. I'm wearing my Love Always Wins. This is the new, I have every color now. This is the purple rather. Hi, purple. They're available for you if you don't yet have one, because we are launching our Voices for Peace after service at 12:45. All of you who are here, you're invited to go downstairs, have a little lunch, and then come back up at 12:45. We are going to learn the beautiful songs that are taught to us, our choir director, Brian Harris, and music director, and also this is inspired by the folks in Minnesota who've been doing this incredible, beautiful social action work through song. And so we're going to do that together. And in addition to that, because we have such a commitment to our programs, to our spirit-led social action, to our commitment for inclusivity, Joyce of Choice, to our practice of oneness and including all people, one of the things that we are also launching today is the Legacy of Love program. We have a powerful intention here to pay off our mortgage and to strengthen the long-term sustainability of our center. And one of the ways that we are going to achieve that is through an intentional and mindful Legacy of Love program. And this is the program where you consider including NTCSL in your will or your trust. It helps to ensure that all that we are doing here in this spiritual home of ours, our teachings and our vision and our mission, continue on long after we are all on the other side of life. And so to give you just a little bit more information about this, once again, would you help me welcome the president of our Board of Trustees, Annette Nelson. Thank you, Nettie.
Thank you, Reverend Cannon. So I'm excited to be here today for this because this is something that's really dear to me. This center is my spiritual home, and most of you know I live in Denver, Colorado. So it's a very specific choice for me to align with this center, and I'm so grateful for it and to be here to continue the conversation about when I'm not here anymore, what that's going to look like. I just feel really strongly about what we do here, the community here, the social justice work that Reverend Shannon mentioned, and it's important to me to continue to support that. So I'm preparing to retire later this year, yay. And so conversations about my husband and I, about our legacy, our estate plans, things like that are very much on the forefront for me. And what I'm clear about personally is that NTCSL is part of that conversation. I want to see this place thrive and continue to just inspire generations, again, long after I'm gone. And it's a big thank you from me to NTCSL for changing my life, for becoming my spiritual home. So I know sometimes conversations about wills and trusts and bequests and all those things feel big, but they're not. I do some of this work in my personal life. At the University of Denver, we talk to donors and people who are wanting to support the university. So it's a very natural conversation for me. And what I want you to know is that it's not really about the size or where you're at financially. It's about making an intentional gift towards something that's important to you, that you want to make sure continues. Even the smallest gift can make a big difference. So no matter what, you can be a part of this program with us. So today, NTCSL is inviting everyone to consider including the center in your final estate wishes. It can be through a will or a trust or a life insurance program. There's lots of ways. And the good thing is there's no financial impact today to your finances. This is about planting seeds for your legacy, for what you want to happen after you're on the other side. If you've already included NTCSL in your plans, we want to know that too, because we want to thank you for that. And as a legacy contributor, we will honor you with a special recognition on this property so that unless you choose to remain anonymous, your name and legacy will live on as part of this community for generations to come. And the choir is in place for a very special song. So while we prepare for that, I just want to let you know that you can find me at a table right out here in the foyer after service. We have all the information there about the Legacy program. And I just welcome you into that conversation today or down the road. My contact information will be there. Annette.nelson@newthoughtcsl.org is how you can reach me. And for all my friends online, all that information is on our webpage at the top in the giving section. You can find all that there, and I know you all know how to get a hold of me. So thank you for making a difference in the life of this community. Now please help me welcome Daniel Schweitzer and the NTCSL Choir under the direction of Brian Harris.
Am I strong enough to bear the burdens that sometimes come living this thing called life? Am I wise enough to make the right decisions when I'm standing at the fork in the road? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone, and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where God shows up. Will I have enough to do the things I need to do to take care of myself? Will I have enough of mind and body to live a life of grace and wholeness? Sometimes I wonder and ponder, only to realize I'm not alone, and there's nothing I have to do on my own, because I am the place where God lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where love shows up. I am the place where love lives, moves and breathes and has its being. I am the place where love shows up. I am the place. You are the place. We are the place where love shows up. I am the place. We are the place. This is the place where love shows up.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. I am the place where love shows up. Hello. My name is Shelly Walker, and my pronouns are she, her, and it is such a complete and utter joy to be in community today. I may or may not have spent a little bit too much time watching the Olympics this week. And have you noticed like how repetitive the commercials get? And so what do I do during the commercials? Every single time, I grab my phone and I start to scroll, right? Could you numb any harder than numbing out on not one screen, but two screens at the same time? So I was sitting there doing that the other day after a long, like really fruitful day of working, and I was just kind of checking out a little bit, and sometimes our brains need that. But what happened is I was sitting there with my Olympics and my phone and my tea, and I'm scrolling, and I felt myself like just slowly starting to ramp up. You know, it was one of those news days. I felt my chest tighten, which I have learned means that my heart is closing to protect itself. And I noticed that my stomach was starting to hurt. My attention was starting to wander. Even though I had so much to distract me, I was very uncomfortable. And I've learned over the 53 years of living in this body that these are signs that my body is trying to get my attention. This is the way my body says, stop and get present. This is the way my body tells me that I have forgotten to love again. And so, listen, Reverend Shannon and I, one of our values in the work that we do is to only bring you ideas and practices that we have personally tested and that are meaningful for us. So I only preach what I can practice. And what I've learned is that when life gets lifey, and it does, I have to learn to stop, love, and listen again. I have to stop and give a power that is greater than me access to my heart and to my mind, and yes, to my body itself. And so what I have learned is that when I can stop and do that, then I can be that place in the world where love shows up. But first I have to give it access. And I know we've talked about this a little bit this month, but I want to go a little bit deeper because our theme for February is Where Love Lives. And we've been exploring this revolutionary idea That we are the place where love shows up for this hurting world, because love isn't something that we wait to experience. It isn't something that happens to us. Love is something that we do. And so the call for our world today is simply this. Love must be made visible. So today's talk is called Love Made Visible. Not just talked about or sung about or thought about or posted about. Visible. So here's the spiritual principle that's underneath everything I'm going to say today. What we know is that a small shift in consciousness leads to a shift in behavior, and that shift in behavior leads to a shift in culture. And this is what changes the world. It starts with us. And that's not naive optimism, y'all. This is metaphysics. Here in New Thought, we teach that consciousness is causative. That sounds like a really complicated thing. It's not. What it means is that thought is creative. Our feelings are creative. Our lived experience, which is an incomplete but simple definition for consciousness, our lived experience is creative. It keeps creating. And so what we know is that the inner life isn't separate from the outer life. And what we consistently believe becomes what we consistently embody. And the thing is that what we embody is what we normalize. How normalized is it to sit with our tea, watching the Olympics and doom scrolling? It's very normal, and we've embodied that so quickly in our culture. And just because it's normal doesn't mean it's always the healthiest choice. See, I preach what I practice. So behavior, culture shift begins with behavior. Behavior begins in perception. So I'm wondering, have you ever had an argument with someone and then and you're in the argument and you're thinking what an absolute idiot they are, and then you learn. I don't think that, because I'm a minister. I'm talking about you. Just to be clear. Have you ever been in an argument with someone and you're thinking, for the love of Pete, how can you actually be saying these things? But then you learn something about them, their lived experience, something that they're carrying. Oh, of course you're behaving this way. You haven't slept in 3 months. You know? And it's not that the person has changed, but your perception of them has changed. And so the whole interaction changes. You soften. You lead with your heart instead of your not my judgy mind. The whole trajectory of that interaction unfolds differently, not because anything happened with the other person. The change started in you. This is the power of a shift. So neuroscience now confirms what mystics have been teaching for centuries, and that is that our brains literally rewire around what we repeatedly focus on. We create these strong little pathways in our brains around the things that we pay attention to. So compassion can retrain the brain, and so can loving self-talk. So we know that we don't see the world how it is, we see the world how we are. And I think that one of the reasons so many of us are experiencing pain, the pain body of the world right now, is because we have awakened the compassionate heart within us. That is a very good thing. It's a very good thing that we have awakened that compassionate heart. The trick, well, I'll tell you later what the trick is. I don't want to give it away. I promise we'll circle back. Joyce is a choice. Listen, in a 24-hour news cycle, it can feel like love is nowhere to be found. Don't I know it? And what happens is a subtle question kind of starts to creep in when we see the mass of what is happening in the world. We think, what difference could I possibly make? What could this one vote, what difference could that make? What could this one call to my senator, what difference can I possibly make in what we perceive as a cacophony of noise? But the question itself, what difference could I possibly make? That difference itself isn't neutral, it's a mindset. And remember, our mindsets determine our behavior. So if I believe I am powerless, what do? Nothing. If I believe that my contribution doesn't matter, I'm not going to give it. If I believe that nothing will change, I stop trying. But what if we just gently shifted the question? Instead of what difference could I possibly make, what if we asked, what difference can I make? It's that simple. With genuine curiosity, what difference can I make? Instead of asking, why is this happening? Probably the least helpful question in the world. Why is this happening? What if we just shifted to what would love do here? What would love do here? The question shifts everything because all it does is shift the way we're looking at the situation. The world suddenly comes into focus. The importance of my contribution to it suddenly comes into focus. What would love do here changes things, not because love is passive and we'll just love it away. Love is active. Love is participatory. Love is strong. So, as Reverend Shannon reminded us last week, there is something remarkable happening right now as Christians started Lent on Wednesday with Ash Wednesday, and Muslims started the holy month of Ramadan this week as well. There are two different traditions, different sacred texts, and yet an astonishing similar spiritual practice has arisen in both that I want to talk about a little bit because it really speaks to the moment that we're in. So Lent spans the 40 days between Ash Wednesday and Easter, and traditionally people fast. In the traditional Lenten spiritual practice, people would observe by not eating meat on Fridays. Now we do meatless Mondays, just like to be a good human. But in traditional Lent, people would abstain from eating meat on Fridays. But today, people celebrate Lent in lots of ways. We can use it as an opportunity to check in about whether the things that numb us are working for us. Is that working for you, Shell? Probably not. Sugar, alcohol, scrolling, excess, distraction, whatever it is that you do, the Olympics are over, so whatever you do to numb, Lent is an opportunity for people to stop the distraction. And listen, I'm as human as the next girl. I don't like being uncomfortable either. Because that's what these numbing behaviors do, is they distract our busy little brain from our discomfort. And we know that discomfort isn't an emergency. In fact, discomfort is a way that our bodies and our hearts and divine within us use to just simply get our attention. One of the reasons that we're so uncomfortable about what's going on in the world is because there's a lot that's going on in the world that is wrong. We're uncomfortable. That is our highest wisdom self trying to get our attention, trying to say, Rand, watch out. Hey, lady! That one wasn't planned, so he didn't know that was coming. You are very quick on the uptake, Rand. That's the whole universe trying to get our attention so we can do something about it, so that we can be that love made visible. So Lent is an opportunity for us to get present to what is out of alignment. And then not only to get present to it, but then to turn to a wisdom, a truth with a capital T that is greater than us. When we stop numbing and start feeling uncomfortable, the discomfort simply becomes a cue. Turn back to spirit. Because I didn't grow up in a culture that celebrates Lent, the Christian community that I grew up in, I don't know why. Lord knows we celebrated Easter, but Lent wasn't part of our celebration. So some of y'all know a lot more about this than I do. So I continue to learn. I continue to teach myself. And I learned something new this week. Some of y'all are going to be like, righto. But this really, what I didn't know is that traditionally, when people would fast on Friday, the money that they would save by not eating meat, that those few cents and dollars were to be given as alms to the poor. Did you know that? Reverend Shannon knew that because she grew up Catholic. So the inner shift that happens when we just take a day or two to focus on God and to stop numbing and then to do something, that inner shift becomes outer generosity. And so what I learned from that practice is that the practice isn't complete until it leaves your body and blesses somebody else. Isn't that beautiful? I love learning about world religions. Now, Ramadan has a remarkably similar rhythm. For the 29 or 30 days of Ramadan, depending on how long the moon month is that month, Muslims fast from sunrise to sunset, not only as devotion in a similar way of when they feel hunger, they turn back to the divine, but they do this as a spiritual practice of embodied empathy. Are you ready for this? The point is to feel the hunger and remember those who are vulnerable. To feel hunger and to cultivate compassion for those who do not choose their hunger. How beautiful is this? There's something else that moves me deeply about the practice of Ramadan, and that is when the fast is broken at sunset, it is rarely broken alone. Families gather, neighbors gather, mosques gather, community gathers, and the hunger ends in relationship. Nourishment is something that happens together. As Reverend Shannon taught us last week, transformation happens in community. So what can we learn from that? What I see is an interruption of life on autopilot. And that interruption reshapes consciousness because we choose to awaken to the things that we are discomforted by. And that consciousness awakening reshapes the generosity of how we meet this world. And that behavior of changed me, that changes entire cultures. This, my friends, is love made visible. So neither Lent nor Ramadan changes the world overnight, but they change people, and changed people change the world. History actually gives us a really beautiful example of this idea of when we change our thinking, we can change vast things around us. There's a woman named Wangari Maathai. John has a picture of her, Wangari Maathai. She was a Kenyan biologist who noticed something. I love that smile. She was a Kenyan biologist who noticed something important. She noticed, as lots of people noticed, that forests were disappearing in Kenya and streams were just drying up. And so the effect of that is that women were having to walk farther and farther day and night to gather firewood and clean water for their families. And so what many people saw as an environmental problem, she saw as a dignity issue. She saw women's dignity eroding with the soil. And so she made a subtle but profound shift in perception. Lots of people were saying, who is to blame for this and what can we do? It's an important question to ask. Who is to blame for this and what can we do about it? She asked a better question. She asked, what can we do different? What can we do differently? And so she planted a tree. And then she went to her neighbor and said, let's go plant a tree together. And then they gathered their whole community, and the women planted trees. One tree, then another, and eventually she created something called the Green Belt Movement, where over 50 million trees were planted. 50 million trees. Can you count to 1 million? I mean, you can, but should you? 50 million trees were planted, and she eventually received the Nobel Peace Prize for this. But notice that the revolution began with a reframed question: what can we do differently? As Mother Teresa once said, not all of us can do great things, but we can do small things with great love. This is the whole point, isn't it? Wangari did not begin with 50 million trees. She began with one. You don't have to fix the whole world, my friends. You begin with one conversation, one boundary, one donation, one song, one choice. What I want to invite us into today is this idea that if love remains a feeling, it remains invisible. And yeah, we know that energy is a very powerful thing, and that intention is the precursor to demonstration. These are important, but love kept hidden mutes the power of this love. But when love is able to move through our hands, through our calendars, through our checkbooks, through our voices, when we allow this, love becomes history. And I believe we are at that point in history, in this time and space. And so the important thing to remember as you are deciding what is yours to do, before Wangari planted trees, she had to believe that planting one tree mattered. Do you believe that your tree matters? I do. I believe in you. Yeah. So mindset precedes movement. And I do know this personally. There was a time in my life when I didn't know how to love myself. I knew how to perform. I knew how to make it look good. I knew how to achieve, and I knew how to take care of everyone else around me, but I didn't really love myself. Those 20s when we're trying to learn these things. And so what I've discovered is that if I didn't love myself, I ended up tolerating things that I shouldn't have tolerated, and I overextended, and I maximized others' needs, and I minimized my own. So I attracted relationships that would take advantage of that, and experiences that mirrored how I felt inside. But then something shifted. I found a spiritual community. That was the number one first step. Then came a lot of therapy, a lot of prayer, honest conversations, boundaries, eventually self-compassion. And these were all practices that felt awkward at first. So very awkward. But something in me knew that small changes would make a big difference over time. So I just kept trying. I just kept trying until I could authentically speak to myself with kindness instead of leading with criticism. I began believing that I was worthy of care. And here's what astonished me. When I changed how I saw myself, my behavior changed. I learned how to say no. I learned how to ask for help. I started to make healthier choices for myself. And gradually, not magically, but gradually, I found myself surrounded in a circle of support that passed my wildest dreams of what my life was capable of and what I deserved. But that circle didn't appear because the world changed. That circle appeared because I did. I made that love visible in my life. And you know what happens? The universe says, yes. Yes, girl. Yes. That's what always happens. Always. When we do the thing to love ourselves. Love directed inward became visible outward. So these are simple, simple changes that you can make so your life can be the place where love is made visible. And I think one of the reasons that we don't like really commit ourselves to it is because these changes take place over time. And we are very much a right here, right now kind of species as humans. And so I'm asking you to commit yourself to love and let it play out gently and easily and with utter grace in your life. And watch over time how everything changes, everything. Small shifts, small behaviors, changed world. Reverend Shannon mentioned this last week, but I just want another reminder, because learning to use my voice was an important part of me learning to love myself, and I know I'm not alone in that. And so I just want to mention, and for those of you who just watch the talk and don't catch all of the announcements, I just want to say that sometimes love made visible sounds like something. It sounds like voices raised together in courage. It sounds like song offered as prayer. You may have seen the videos coming out of Minnesota and other places around the country where people are gathering at vigils and marches, not to shout down, but to sing up, to sing dignity, to sing belonging, to sing compassion into the places that desperately need it. When Reverend Shannon and I saw these videos, we thought, well, that is spiritual activism at its finest. And so this afternoon, we're offering the training for Voices for Peace. And so I really want to invite us all into it. First of all, it's going to be a lovely time of community. It's going to be live streamed to our YouTube. Just go to our YouTube channel and you'll click on the new live stream after this service is over. But here's the seed I want to plant. Sometimes love looks like planting trees, and sometimes it looks like singing hope in public spaces. Sometimes it looks like giving yourself a break, and sometimes it looks like assuming there's something about that other person that is leading to this interaction, and getting curious about that instead of judging about that. Instead of asking, what difference can I possibly make? We ask, what would love do here? It is that simple. Love Made Visible is considering our Legacy of Love program that Reverend Shannon and practitioner Annette taught us about earlier. Go to our website and learn more about that. Leaving a legacy like that is a way to say this work matters. This community matters, love matters, and I want it to continue far beyond my lifespan. Okay, here's the invitation today. I have about 6 more pages I could share with you, but it's lunchtime. So here's what I really want you to know. Do not leave this space unchanged. Do not leave this space unchanged. If your voice is needed, come back this afternoon and sing. If your generosity is stirring, learn about the legacy of love and plant a tree you may never sit under. If your habits are numbing you, practice a fast from what keeps you small. And if your heart is a little bit shut down and a little bit guarded, risk loving again. Risk love. It is worth it. It is worth the risk. Because when you are able to open your heart to love, you open yourself to the infinite power of the divine itself. And you are never alone. Do something. Do something different, because visible love requires participation. The world doesn't change because we agree with good ideas. Reverend Shannon and Reverend Shelly have a lot of really good ideas. But until we as a community put feet to our values, that's all they are, is good ideas. The world changes because we, as a community of love, a global community of love, we grasp onto these glimmers of hope that ideas are, and we embody them and we move them into the world. So plant your tree. Raise your voice, write your legacy, love yourself fiercely enough that your behavior shifts, and love your neighbor fiercely enough that all of community shifts. And let history say of us, they did not wait. They did not withdraw. They made love visible. Let's pray on these things. I'd like to invite the practitioners to come forward. I'm really sorry y'all are going to miss out on those other 6 pages of notes. It's some good stuff there. Thank you to these wonderful prayer practitioners. Prayer practitioners help us to remember the truth when we can't remember it for ourselves. That's why I turn to them every single week, at least once, for prayer. Because sometimes we need help remembering a greater truth. That's why we turn to community. And so what we do in this moment when we turn within to prayer is we turn within and we look for that place in our mind, in our heart, in our body, in our energy field. We look for that place in us that knows love because it is love. That's what we're looking for when we rest our eyes. And what I know is that each of us as human beings, we carry around within us this very sacred space. For some of us, it encompasses our whole bodies and beyond. And for some of us, it's a quiet corner of our heart. But you see, it doesn't matter what it looks like. What it matters is that you know that in you lives love. And so in this moment, I turn my attention to that place in me. I turn my attention to the place at me that knows that it knows that it knows. That there is a divine power that is everywhere present. There is a presence of love that is incomprehensible. It is unconditional. It is vast in its scope. It is the mystery. Love. And because I know that this love, this presence, this power lives in me, I know that it is everywhere. I am not alone in this love. In fact, we are one in it. And so what I know to my bones is that it is this love itself that is asking to be made known in the world. It's asking in every way it knows how. It is asking through our physical discomfort, our emotional discomfort, our mental discomfort. It's asking in the ways that our people are moving in the world that are a sacred no for us. All of this, all of it is simply love asking to be made known. And so we ask a simple question. What would love do here? What would love have for my life? What would love have for my world? What would love have for this planet? What would love do here? And in this moment, I speak a word of profound gratitude and blessing for every human who has the courage to say yes to whatever the answer is. Courage. Love made visible. This is what we are here for. And what I know is that as we say that sacred and holy yes, we are supported in ways we never could have known. The things and the people and the resources and the opportunities are drawn to us for that sacred yes is love in action. And it brings to us everything that is required. So for all of the hurting places in the world that we don't yet have access to, love does. And we speak a word of blessing, a word of profound gratitude for all of the people who are working so hard to make love visible. And we speak a word of profound gratitude for every person who is working right now to clear up all the places that have forgotten love in them, the way we forget sometimes love in us. This activity of God is so good. It is so good. And I know that as we put out this love, it returns to us multiplied abundantly. That is the law. And in this love, we rest, we celebrate, and we let it be. Blessed be. And so it is. And so it is. Thank you. Reverend Shannon.
Thank you, Reverend Shelley. What a beautiful, beautiful talk. So many things for us to take with us throughout this week. Oh my goodness, so many trees to plant. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. So this is our time of conscious giving. This is where we pay it forward. Just please know that every gift that you give makes all of this possible. We exist only because of what you give. And know that we give a portion of everything that comes in to incredible organizations that are living our values out in the world, that are speak to oneness and inclusivity and justice. And so know that. And I want to thank all of you who are regular pledgers. I know many of you have these cards. You get them when you walk in. If you pledge regularly, I want to say thank you to you. Those of you who mail in your checks, we have baskets going around, all of the things. There are so many ways to give. Those of you here and online, you can text to give at 503-966-3236, or you can give online at our website, newthoughtscsl.org. Oh my goodness, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for all of it, for making all of this possible. And so with that, I like to place my gift on my heart. You do what feels right for you as we say this blessing. From the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper. It does good work in the world and returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is. Thank you. And now I'm going to invite our beloved choir to come on up, and Brian Harris. Thank you.
If you're tired and hurting, weighed down by your burdens, the future looks uncertain, I'll always be there for you. I've learned love is a verb, it's never afraid of the hurt. If you can't shoulder the world, you can lean on me. If you don't feel strong, whenever you fall, I'll be the one to help you up when you can't carry on. A tu lado estaré, oh, nunca te abandonaré. No, I'll be there by your side, so you know you can lean on me. You know you can lean on me. Feels like we're all the way out for numero uno, but my people got different rules, so we're all for one, we're one for all, yeah. Together we rise, or together we fall, we say. We know love is a verb, we're never afraid of the hurt. So if you can't shoulder the world, you can lean on me. If you don't feel strong, whenever you fall, I'll be the one to help you up when you can carry on. A tu lado estaré, oh, nunca te abandonaré. No, I'll be there and by your side, so you know you can lean on me. You know you can lean on me. Call my name, llámame. Cuento conmigo, yo soy tu amigo. Call my name, llámame, llámame. I'm there by your side. Lean on me. If you don't feel strong, whenever you fall, I'll be the one to help you up when you can't carry on. Whenever you fall, I'll be the one to help you up when you can't carry on. A tu lado estaré, oh, nunca te abandonaré. No, I'll be there and by your side, so you know you can lean on me. You know you can lean on me. Call my name, llámame. Lean on me.
Oh, absolutely amazing. Well, hello. I have a few announcements for you. One is Rev Shelly mentioned we are introducing a new way to use song as prayer in our spiritual activism. Inspired by the singers rising in Minnesota, across the country, Voices for Peace is a welcoming space where anyone can come to learn the songs of compassion, courage, and solidarity. Together, we will learn simple, powerful songs that can be offered at vigils, marches, and community gatherings, lifting love, dignity, and belonging for our immigrant neighbors and all who seek safety. No choir experience is needed. All voices are welcome for this intergenerational training. This afternoon, 12:45 to 2 p.m., right here in the sanctuary. And it will be streamed on our YouTube channel so you can learn the chants from wherever you are in the world. Join Brian Harris, Daniel Schweitzer, and the Revs for an inspiring hour. The Immigrant Celebration and Protection Team is hosting a special event for our local folks on Sunday, March 1st, for us all to celebrate Latinx culture. We'll gather in the community hall after service to learn together how to make delicious handmade tortillas. Everyone is welcome. NTCSL Love Always Wins t-shirts are for sale in the foyer and are available on the bookstore section of our website. If you don't have yours yet, you'll want one for Voices of Peace and the No Kings March next month. Details are on our website, newthoughtcsl.org.
Thank you, Kendra. Thank you. And I want to take a moment and thank all of you who are here, who decided to come here to co-create this beautiful experience together. I also want to take a moment and thank all of you online who are right now in this moment. This doesn't even count the people that are going to join us later in the week. But right now in real time, I want to thank those of you who are watching from Washington, Oregon, California, Idaho, Nebraska, Colorado, Virginia, Massachusetts, Mexico, Germany, Spain, and Texas. We love you. Yes, thank you for being with us. Thank you so very much. I also want to say another thank you to our online hosts, practitioners Melissa K. Allen and Beth Doyle. Thank you so very, very much. And if you are here and you have questions about anything that was shared today, I want to let you know we have a welcome table right around the corner there in the lobby, and our very own Jen Moore and practitioner Laura Schlafly will be there. Again, Annette Nelson will be outside as well to answer any questions you may have about our wonderful legacy program. I'm going to invite the practitioners to come on actually down front here for our closing prayer. If you are in the room, if you would be so kind as to come on down for our closing. And just know that if there's anything on your heart and you would like to be prayed up by these beloved practitioners, as soon as we're done here, they are going to be out in the foyer because we're going to be getting ready for a Voices for Peace. So I'm going to have them anchor the space here and then invite you to go out into the lobby there, and they'll be available for prayer for you. And what does that look like? You just simply go up to one of these beloveds with their stole. They are members of clergy in our movement, and you just simply say, this thing is on my heart, and they take it from there. So know that they will take good care of you. And again, we'll see you back here. Lunch downstairs. Those of you online, grab some nosh and join us on the live stream YouTube. Come back here. We're going to have so much fun with our Voices for Peace. So I'm going to invite the practitioners who have been on the platform to come on up and support, and practitioner students. Thank you so very much. Can we thank our choir once more? Yes. Thank you so very much, beloveds. And if you have kiddos that are in our youth and family program, please get them before you go downstairs. It helps those who are taking such good care of our children. Please rise as you are able, if you would, for our final blessing together.
Thank you for being love made visible today. May you go in the light, as the light, and with the light until we meet again. May the longtime sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide you on your way.
You are so loved. We'll see you here. Have a great week. Sing with us.
I release